Right now at 6, a man accused of killing his estranged wife and dumping her body in the woods answers to a charge of murder.
This object, which I thought was a rock, just came crashing through the windshield.
Then highway vandals strike again in Vancouver. What they dropped from an I-205 overpass onto an unsuspecting driver. Plus, a plumbing nightmare right before the holidays.
It was shooting up out of the toilet, in the air, from the tub.
Who's now left with nowhere to go. And
I think it's a lot of emotions, but I know that our teachers are happy to be back.
the deal that got teachers off the picket lines and back into classrooms in Albany.
Thank you for joining us here at 6. I'm Christine Pitawanich. The Clackamas County man accused of killing his estranged wife near Welch's made his first court appearance from jail. This afternoon, Michael Fournier was arraigned on a second-degree murder charge, and the judge denied bail. Our Libby Dowsett is live at the Clackamas County Jail in Oregon City with more on what happened today. Libby, this was not a typical arraignment.
Not typical at all. Susan Lane, Fournier's sons and brother, were in the courtroom for a second time today after an arraignment was canceled yesterday due to technical problems at the jail. And then today, when we all came back, we thought it was going to be a go, but then another twist.
There's been some challenges at the jail establishing with the courtroom. So
a judge decided to take a recess at Tuesday's arraignment and move the hearing to the jail due to video link problems between the jail and the courtroom. Later at the jail, Fournier arraigned on one count of second-degree murder and denied bail. Authorities allege the Brightwood man killed his estranged wife, who goes by the name Phoenix, and left her body not far from her home in Brightwood, just west of Welch's. They found Lane Fournier's body Friday near East Highway 26 and East Miller Road and arrested her estranged husband the same day. She had been missing a week, and friends in the small town of Welch's on Mount Hood spent days canvassing the area looking for her and her two dogs. Last night, at a vigil held in Lane Fournier's honor, a friend told KGW when Lane Fournier filed for divorce about a month ago, she had been scared to serve the divorce papers to Fournier.
She was very nervous about it. She was afraid he was going to do something to her and her dogs, and that's exactly what happened.
The manager of the Hoodland Bazaar where she worked told KGW Lane Fournier brought the dogs with her to work to protect her. The dogs' bodies were found Saturday. During Monday night's vigil, Lane Fournier's son, Jesse Lane, said his mother's nickname, Phoenix, stemmed from a difficult period in her life when Lane's father was killed in a car crash. He referenced Phoenix as a mythical creature that rises from its own ashes.
I remember her collapsing on the ground. I remember it shaking her to her core. I remember her now being a single mom trying to take care of two kids.
Friends are now stepping in to help with the son's latest tragedy, supporting a GoFundMe page and other fundraising efforts to help Jesse and Coda Lane rise from their own ashes. And that GoFundMe is well over $6,300 to help with funeral and house expenses. As for Michael Fournier, he will be back in court Monday for a preliminary hearing. Now back to you, Christine.
Libby Dowsett reporting for us live from Oregon City. Thank you, Libby. In your other headlines tonight, Portland police are looking for a person of interest related to a homicide case from the summer, and they hope you can help. Back on August 19th, 50-year-old Lorenzo Miranda was shot and killed in the Division Center strip mall parking lot at Southeast 122nd and Division. Today, police released these two photos of someone riding a bike who they're considering a person of interest. If you know who that person is, Portland police want to hear from you. And in St. Helens this afternoon, district leaders announced a new acting principal at St. Helens High School. Dr. Charlotte Ellis will step into the role tomorrow. She's held administrative roles in Pasco and Yakima, Washington, and most recently in Tillamook. Another addition, former Jefferson County Schools Superintendent Ken Parshall, who's expected to help guide the district through the aftermath of the sex abuse scandal that has rocked the community. 2 teachers have been arrested and the former high school principal charged with failing to report suspected abuse. The CEO of OHSU's Night Cancer Institute in Portland is stepping down just months after taking the post. Dr. Brian Drucker has been with OHSU for more than 3 decades as an acclaimed cancer researcher who was instrumental in creating the Night Cancer Institute. He served as its director for 17 years before transitioning to CEO this past May. In a resignation letter to colleagues today, Drucker said the institution, quote, lost sight of what is crucial and forgotten its mission. He will remain a faculty member at OHSU, continue to run his lab, and also see patients. Matt?
Hey, Christine, thanks so much. I know it's December, but it may seem like Groundhog Day to you because our weather just not changing. Yet again tonight, we're going to see fog form and become freezing fog in the valley from roughly Wilsonville south to Eugene. So we've got a weather impact alert for the mid and southern Willamette Valley until 11 a.m. tomorrow for that potential, well, for the reality really of freezing fog. You can see the area south of I-205 down to just south of Eugene, and that goes until noon tomorrow, because that's when we'll begin to lift and temperatures will warm above freezing. Meanwhile, out of the coast right now, that's Newport. It's been a beautiful clear day, 45 degrees there, and some great optics in the sky with this clear weather. This from Alan Schaffler down in Bend. What you're looking at here is called the perihelic circle. That's a sundog, but the perihelic circle is this white line extending from the sun to the sundog in an absolutely pristine clear sky where there was no dust, no particulates, nothing. You would potentially get that circling the entire sky, but still, it's pretty rare to get a perihelic circle and a great view like that. Sundogs, not as rare, but certainly beautiful. So great to see that, caused by vertically oriented ice crystals in the atmosphere. So thick fog south and west of Portland again. The east wind continues in Portland to the western gorge. The changes, though, Christine, we get rain and mountain snow returning this weekend. We'll show you how much. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Matt. After 3 weeks, teachers in the Greater Albany School District are back in the classroom today. Last night, the teachers union voted to approve the contract, ending one of the longest teacher strikes in Oregon. Devin Haskins spoke with parents and the union about when the missed days will be made up.
The students in the Greater Albany School District will make up 8 of the 10 missed learning days. The teachers on strike will make up 9 of the 12 missed working days. And today, more than 9,000 students in the Greater Albany School District went back to class.
A celebration of sorts as teachers walked back inside their schools, ending a 3-week strike.
I think it's a lot of emotions, but I know that our teachers are happy to be back in the classroom with their students.
Dana Lovejoy is the president of the Teachers Union. She says after 9 months of negotiations, teachers are getting a good deal. For one, kindergarten classrooms will have a maximum capacity of 25 students, one of the major sticking points.
But there's a lot of work that they have to do at the kindergarten level to get students transitioned, and if we can support them at those very early stages, it will support them through the next stages.
And what many may consider a basic necessity, teachers now have guaranteed bathroom breaks.
It's always just been go when you can, which is lunch, and maybe there's a break if you during your prep period.
While teachers are celebrating their wins,
we didn't know when they were going to go back to school, and so that was pretty challenging.
Students also returned after a 2-hour delayed start.
My daughter was up and ready.
I was tired.
He did not want to get up.
Jessica DeRuda has both a middle school and elementary age students.
We tried to keep just super busy. Activities outside. They're pretty involved in sports, so they both still had sports.
An unscheduled break for students coming to an end after a weeks-long strike by teachers. Destiny Cullum is a parent of 2 in the district.
It was a relief to know that my kids were going to be back and getting into the routine, and then knowing that the teachers are also getting what they asked for is great.
We had hoped to talk to the district about the teachers ratifying and approving the new contract, but we're told no one was available today. They did tell us that they will be holding a news conference tomorrow morning. In Albany, I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.
It has happened again. Someone has been throwing things off an I-205 overpass in Vancouver onto unsuspecting drivers below. Wow, take a look at that shattered windshield. A man says something hit his car when he was on his way home. Fortunately, he's not hurt. Joe Ranieri joins us live now from Vancouver. Joe, tell us a little more about what exactly was thrown off that overpass last night.
Well, Christine, I spoke with the driver earlier today who told me he was driving on in the Vancouver area last night when all of this happened. Now, he described them as Orbeez being thrown at his windshield. Now, if you're not familiar with them, those are those plastic water absorbent beads. They're kind of like a toy, to be honest with you. Luckily, this guy wasn't hurt, though, but he was driving southbound along Interstate 205, and just as he was going under the 63rd Street overpass in Vancouver, he saw two people with flashlights. Seconds later, his windshield shattered as he was driving about 60 miles an hour. Now, once he was able to get home, he found shards of glass and those Orbeez all over his car.
Somehow they managed to put together 1,000 of those Orbeez, and I think they froze them and launched them through the windshield. I don't know what. I couldn't find any device that would launch that many at a time. So I don't know if they put it in a plastic bag and whipped it down.
The Washington State Patrol is looking into this case as well as several other cases over the last couple of weeks. Some people have thrown rocks and cinder blocks off overpass, and now nobody has been hurt yet, but a trooper I spoke with earlier today say 2 cars in these incidents over the last couple of weeks have been totaled. Now, he's not saying if these incidents are connected, though. Christine, back to you.
Can't believe some people. So dangerous. Glad he was okay, though. Thank you, Joe.